Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So reports are now coming out, as we all know. It has been fully confirmed today that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the interim manager of Manchester United. So now, whilst he's here for 5 months, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to have to think about rebuilding the team. He's going to have to think about the right lineups, the right tactics, as we all currently know, thinking about building, thinking about investing, thinking about getting players in for January, thinking about buying, and thinking about contract renewals for players as well that are coming to the end of the deals. So reportedly, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is reportedly going to get back in the January transfer window by Ed Woodward, and the board reportedly is going to get around a £50 million spending spree to spend in January. And reportedly, Manchester United targets are in January now is to get two. Ed Woodward is going to try and get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer two players into the, and that's going to be a centre back and a winger. So reportedly, we're searching for in January a centre back and a winger, as well as reports have come out reportedly that considering the sacking of Jose Mourinho, according that Man United had planned to get a centre back in and a winger in just a couple of hours before Mourinho had been sacked, as it said. And there's been reports coming out about Koulibaly, who's been a potential Manchester United target, as we all know. Reportedly, the Napoli president had confirmed just before Mourinho had been sacked that reportedly Mourinho had put around a £95 million bid in for Koulibaly, which would potentially make him the most expensive defender in the world. But I don't think Napoli are willing to do any business for Koulibaly. You know, he adapts every area of his game very well. Koulibaly is under contract with Napoli till 2023. He has been there since 2014, as we all know. And there were Ed Woodward had been discussions with the Napoli officials over this, and we had two previous bids rejected a couple of weeks ago for Koulibaly as well, because we need for a few centre-backs. We've got a lot of defensive problems, as we all currently know. We've had quite a few injuries this season as well, so he was our main priority target. You know, when Jose Mourinho was there, was Koulibaly. But obviously Man United are going to go off him now because according to Napoli, they are reluctant to sell the player, even though they did demand, they wanted around £98 million sterling for the current player. But he is a very good central defender. But things now have changed a little bit, you know, since obviously Jose Mourinho's left. Obviously, we're in an awkward position. We're 11 points behind top four. We're 19 points behind top as well. And we need to get some players in, maybe get rid of some players, you know, if they do prove to be inconsistent under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said. But saying, guys, it'll be interesting to see, you know, first game at the weekend, you know, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm really excited. It's going to be interesting to see how he lines up. Is he going to give Bailey more game time, who's been out of favour this season? You know, is he going to give Fred more game time? I'm going to keep my eye on Paul Pogba because obviously, you know, is he going to get given the captain's armband? I'm going to keep my eye on him, you know, see if he does become consistent under the management of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer now for 5 months. And if he's consistent still under Ole Solskjaer, then I would potentially get rid of Paul Pogba, but he's going to be getting into the starting 11. So too is Anthony Martial. I hope these players do improve under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I hope the brilliance of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can dramatically improve these players at this team as well. But he is only here for 5 months as interim manager. Depending on how he progresses within the 5 months, you know, they may give him the full-time job. Maybe the board and the owners might think about it, but I can't see it really happening because obviously we've lent him from Mould. He obviously got a contract with Mould until 2021. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows the culture of the club. As I currently said, and who knows if he progresses within 5 months, you know, here, you know, they may give him a contract and take him on a full-time basis, as I said. But Solskjaer was a great player from 1996 to 2007. You know, won quite a lot of honours with us, scored 126 goals in 366 appearances in all competitions for Manchester United. And he actually began his career with two Norwegian clubs as well. He actually played for Mould in his senior career as well. And he knows the culture of the club, he knows the strappings of the club, he knows the traditions of the club as well. And it has confirmed Mike Phelan is going to be the assistant, who is obviously the former assistant of Alex Ferguson, as we all currently know. But Solskjaer in the reserve team won a couple of honours, you know. He won the Manchester Senior Cup, he won the Lancashire Senior Cup, and he won the Premier Reserve League as well. People are discussing that, you know, he's going to do a bad job for us. Give him a chance. I know at Cardiff he got relegated with Cardiff City. You know, he was only in charge for 30 games there with Cardiff City. But the thing that does worry me is about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, he's had two awful defensive records at Cardiff City and mauled as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all currently know. But as I said, he didn't do that well at Cardiff either. Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? As we all currently know, but he was a great, great player, but he knows all about Manchester United, so he's got a huge thing to do, especially on the pitch, invest in, spend some money in January, get some players in, maybe get rid of some players if he doesn't feel as though they're performing under him, and I know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer likes, to go with the width, potentially to play good attacking football, as Jose Mourinho didn't show when he was here. I'm not even going to discuss about Mourinho anymore, his history. He's gone, as I said, but I think, who he could potentially go with at the weekend. I'd put Shaw and Delort at full-back positions, so they can bombard forward, so they can go forward very, very well, and they can overlap. They can overlap, make decent runs, overlap with Martial and Marcus Rashford, in my opinion. So I'd put Luke Shaw and Dalot there. Who can create them runs to overlap, with the likes of Martial and Marcus Rashford, as I said. If I were him, I'd put Lindelof and Bailly at centre-back position, give Bailly a bit more game time, put Lindelof there as well, because we know that Victor Lindelof has been injured for Manchester United this season. So I'd put Bailly and Lindelof there. I wouldn't start Ashley Young, as mainly when Mourinho was here, was putting mainly Ashley Young at the right-back position. So I wouldn't start Young, I wouldn't start Valencia. I'd put Luke Shaw and Delort at them full-back positions. Potentially, I'd probably go with a 4-2-3-1, maybe a 4-3-3. I can't really see him going with a standard formation 4-4-2, to be quite honest with you. But it's going to be interesting to see how he lines up. I think, he'll put Pogba there in the midfield. I think he'll put Herrera there or Fred there as well. Maybe put Lingard there. And I think on the left and right, I think he'll put Martial and Rashford there, and he'll put Lukaku up top, in my opinion. So, can he improve Lukaku? Because Lukaku's been inconsistent this season. He hasn't been in good form this season, as we all know, failed to replicate the form he did in his first season when he scored 27 goals, as we all know, and he's Premier League proven. People talk about his first touch, hasn't got much tempo to his play, and he's a big game bottler, but could Solskjaer improve him? If Solskjaer can't improve Lukaku, if he can't improve Fellaini, if he can't improve Pogba, who is the one I'm mainly looking at, then just get rid of them. It's as simple as that, isn't it? As I said, but I think the brilliance of Solskjaer, knows the club inside out. He can turn this team around, hopefully, as I said. But, we've got him for 5 months, as I said. But potentially, according to media, reportedly, he's reportedly going to get around a £50 million spending spree to get 2 signings in January. Our priority target is to get a centre back in and get a winger in as well. The winger who has been mentioned has been Douglas Costa. Reportedly, Manchester United are interested in him. It's been going around the reports today that Man United are keen on making a move for Douglas Costa. He's a Juventus player, but he's very, very good. He's strong, he's quick. There's a few winners I like out there. He's very, very strong. He's quick. He's good in the air. He's very tenacious. In his younger days, mainly played as an attacking midfielder, but he's grown and developed fantastically well. And he's a very, very good player. What I've seen of his statistics, Douglas Costa, he can play in each wing. He's good at linking up the play. He can score goals as well. Can the player? Reportedly, Juventus permanently signed him in June this year on a permanent deal, because he obviously was on a loan, full season loan with Juventus. Obviously won the domestic double with Juventus in his first season, Douglas Costa. But in the past, he risen up the ranks with Guerrero in his youth career, and then potentially Graham in his youth career, and he actually went to Shakhtar Donetsk, and he won quite a few honours at Shakhtar Donetsk. In his younger days, in his prime years, he won the domestic treble with Shakhtar Donetsk as well. Did the player then went went to Bayern Munich? I think he was there a couple of years. He won two consistent. He won two titles. 2 consecutive titles with Bayern Munich as well, and now he's at Juventus, of course. But reportedly, Man United are keen on bringing him to Old Trafford, but There's a few wingers that I like. I like Christian Pulisic. He is only 20 years of age. He has proven himself very, very well in Germany. As I said, and Chelsea and Liverpool are interested in him because Pulisic can play attacking mid. He can also play as a left winger as well. Can Christian Pulisic? This is Sanya. What's his name? Lorenzi Sanya. Liverpool linked with him as well. I like him. He looks a very, very good player as well. Mainly plays on each flank. He can also play in the middle as well. But he's good at linking up the play. He's good at linking up well with his teammates. Is Sanya? He is a Napoli player. He's been at Napoli majority of his career. Reportedly Liverpool are tracking and interested in him as well. But reportedly Liverpool had to put a big bid in for him. But he's a good player as well. Who I'd like in Manchester United because we do need the right hand side addressing to be quite fair. As I said. Also, who's been mentioned, Toby Alderweireld is still a potential Manchester United target. Toby Alderweireld reportedly, we know he has got a 25 million release clause for next summer. Ed Woodward was in discussions with Tottenham with this last season, as we all know. Tottenham were demanding that they wanted around £60 million. Man United were reluctant to pay it. There's been no sign of him signing a new contract with Tottenham. We know he can play as centre-back. He can play as a full-back as well. Toby Alderweireld, said I do have reservations about him. He's been on the decline for like 12 months now. Toby Alderweireld, I think he has got some reservations and some weaknesses about his game, but he can prove himself to be a world-class central defender. I think he'd look good if you put him alongside Bailly or Lindelof. Toby Alderweireld. Obviously, Man United were confident of getting a 40 million deal over the line for Toby Alderweireld in January, rather than wait till next summer, where he would be available for £25 million. But reportedly, it could cost now Solskjaer's in charge. He's still going to look to reinvest. As I said, I think if players do sign the new deals under Solskjaer, it will potentially cost Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. But potentially, Toby Alderweireld, reportedly, it could cost Man United in the excess of £30 million to get the players. So there are the two main targets we want to go for in the January window. It's Toby Alderweireld as a centre back, and reportedly Douglas Costa as a winger as well, because he can play on each flank and he establishes himself very, very well, and he's a very, very good player, and I think he dramatically improves us, as I said. And as we all know, that right-hand side does need addressing, because you can put Rashford on that right-hand side, you can put Mata on that right-hand side, you can put Lingard on that right-hand side, but for me, Mata does play well. I think he plays better in an attacking midfield position, does Mata, and that's the question. Is Solskjaer going to play Mata more, because Mata wasn't playing regularly from the first team under Jose Mourinho, as we all currently know. But a lot of money's been spent on this team. As I said, £700 million being spent on this team, since Alex Ferguson retired, or is it £800 million? We've seen players come in, we've seen players go, as we all currently know. But as I'm saying, guys, as I was saying to you, that Toby Alderweireld, yes, so Man United are reportedly linked with him, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is getting back in the January transfer window, as he currently said. So Toby Alderweireld's been mentioned, Douglas Costa's been mentioned. I would have liked Ivan Perisic as well. Obviously he was one of Jose Mourinho's targets, as we all know, was Ivan Perisic. He's been at Club Brugge in the past, been at Borussia Dortmund in the past, and now he's obviously into Milan. Obviously, we were linked to him last year. Man United were in talks. Inter Milan were demanding that they wanted around £48 million. Inter Milan is a good creative midfielder. You can play him as a winger, second striker, and attacking midfielder as well. We was on the verge of actually getting him. I think we had a couple of bids rejected, but Inter Milan, Man United were not willing to pay £48 million. Of course, Inter Milan looking to sanction a couple of players off because potentially they are under financial fair play regulations, are Inter Milan, as we all currently know. So they're looking to invest some money into their club as well, are Inter Milan. But Perisic was a target Manchester United wanted under Jose Mourinho, as we all currently know. But obviously, of course, we all know that the board didn't back Mourinho, of course, this summer. They didn't back some of the signings he wanted to get in the club, as we all currently know. And obviously, Mourinho was left frustrated about this, and then that was a turning point, and that was one of the reasons. That's why it could have led to him being sacked. Also, with the performance, he's not good enough. The results not good enough. We start, to a season, obviously, since 1990. So that's 28 years ago, as we all currently know. And as I updated earlier on, it could be potentially making a return to the Bernabeu next summer, could Jose Mourinho, because reportedly Real Madrid are willing to offer him £18 million a year deal in this. But yeah, we'll move on now. We've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as interim manager, and then while we're looking to recruit a new manager, a full-time manager next season. It depends how Solskjaer progresses. You know, if he does very, very well, they may even give him the job on a full-time basis, as I said. So, but yeah, Perisic was a Manchester United target as well. But we haven't been getting his main targets, you know, especially under the Jose Mourinho era. You know, we wasn't getting his main transfer targets. We was getting as like a second, third choice targets, as we all currently know. You know, Matic was the wrong signing. I think that was the worst signing Mourinho made. But hopefully, you know, the brilliance of uh, Solskjaer can turn these players, you know, very, very well. Get him playing the United way, get him playing good attacking football, as we all currently know, because he has got the experience of Solskjaer. Don't forget, as I said, he knows the culture of the club, as we all know. But yeah, Toby Alderweireld and Douglas Costa have been mentioned as well. But yeah, with the Insigne situation, reportedly Liverpool are interested in him. It would take a huge bid for Liverpool to get him. Obviously, Klopp's invested a lot of money in the last couple of years with Liverpool. He spent like £400 million in 6 transfer windows, got them playing good attacking football. He has got a lot of good, huge, talented players out there as Jurgen Klopp. But reportedly, they've got a few. They've got a few targets they're interested in. Liverpool, you know, Isanye, he's a Napoli player. He is a Napoli player. He's been Napoli majority of his career, as I said. He was loaned out to quite a few teams as well. But reportedly, he can play on each wing. He can also play in the centre as well. He's supposed to be a very, very good player, linked up with his teammates well. He's very, very agile, skillful, good at dribbling, good finishing asset. And, you know, it would be good to come and see him experience the Premier League as well. Reportedly, Chelsea have also been interested in Asanya as well. But reportedly, Liverpool are interested in getting a deal for him in the January window. A few bookies have favoured actually Liverpool to go on and sign the player. But reportedly, Liverpool have been interested in him as well. And reportedly, they are edging closer to maybe getting the deal over the line. It would take a huge bid. I don't know if it is it around £58 million, something like that. He's rated at the player, but he's still got 4 years left on his current deal with Napoli, as we all know. Also, another Liverpool target has been mentioned in the press, Ousmane Dembele. He's also been mentioned that Liverpool have also been interested in. Ousmane Dembele, obviously, he's been at Barcelona just like a year or just over. Barcelona paid, obviously, €106 million for him, so he's one of the world's most expensive players in the world. One of them. He's in the list. He's Ousmane Dembele. As I said, he risen up the ranks of Rennes. He's an ex-Borussia Dortmund player as well. Obviously, won the Pokal Cup with them, scored in the final in the Pokal Cup with Borussia Dortmund as well. And he's now at Barcelona, and obviously in his first season, you know, he had a bad injury. So he didn't really establish himself in the first season. You know, he won the Copa del Rey and La Liga, but obviously he was injured during the course of his first season with Barcelona, was Ousmane Dembele as well. But reportedly, Liverpool have showed an interest in him as well. Also, too, to mention that Liverpool have also been interested in Christian Pulisic. Good 20-year-old player, can play as attacking mid, can play out on the left as well, can Christian Pulisic, as we all know. According to the press the other day, that reportedly Chelsea were actually interested in Christian Pulisic. Reportedly, it did say from Christian Pulisic he actually wanted to join Chelsea over Liverpool. Reportedly, he is under contract with Dortmund until 2028. From Borussia Dortmund's perspective, they did confirm that they wasn't willing to do any business in the January transfer window, but they were willing to do business next summer. So they want to keep him until the end of the season. But reportedly, Chelsea want to agree a fee for the player in January. I think the fee would have to be around that. Borussia Dortmund would recommend would be around 60-70 million pounds for the player. This is what Borussia Dortmund would probably want for the player, because it is one of their star players. Don't forget, he's risen up the ranks fantastically well. Borussia Dortmund has been playing in the senior squad, you know, since 2016 as the player. Borussia Dortmund have been in talks of signing him a new contract. There's been no sign of him signing a new contract with Borussia Dortmund, but it did say Chelsea were the favourites to sign him. But Liverpool are still in there. You know, obviously he's American. The Liverpool owners, FSG, are American, and so too is the player is American as well. And obviously, Jurgen Klopp is looking to reunite with the player, as we all know, because potentially Klopp used to work with Christian Pulisic, you know, when Klopp was at Borussia Dortmund, as we all currently know. But reportedly the fee would have to be around 50-60 million pounds. Chelsea have been in talks with Borussia Dortmund over this, as we all know. So he's a potential Chelsea and Liverpool target as well. But potentially I'd love him to come to Manchester United. It would be good to come and see him experience the Premier League, see how he would, how he would fit in, playing amongst different players and that. And I think he would grow and develop even more fantastically well in the Premier League. But he has been a good candidate in Germany with Borussia Dortmund as the current player, as we all currently know. But yeah, Chelsea, they're potential Chelsea and Liverpool targets as well. Liverpool targets as well. Also, it came out in the press today, a bit of Chelsea transfer news that I did update you with. Is potentially, what's his name now? Isco from Real Madrid. Reportedly now he is down the pecking order at Real Madrid. Very, very good midfielder. He is a very, very good midfielder. He's at Real Madrid. Obviously, he's not getting the game time under Santiago Solari. Obviously as he was getting under Zinedine Zidane and all that. But reportedly, he has around a 600 odd million release clause, does the player. He's under contract with Madrid till 2022. Chelsea still looking to add depth and bolster their squad up. As we all know, they were second highest spenders during the course last summer under Sarri. Obviously, they played a world record fee for the goalkeeper to replace Courtois and that, and they bought Jorginho last summer. As we all know, and they have got a few aging up players, but reportedly they're interested in Isco. They want to get a 70 million deal over the line for Isco as well, and he is a good player. He's Isco as well. He's another potential player I'd love. Manchester United, creative, good on the ball, good at driving forward, creates well in the midfield. He's got a lot of tenacity about his play as well as Isco. But reportedly, Chelsea are confident of getting a 70 million deal over the line, according to reports. Anyway, as I said, potentially. So yeah, that's some more transfer rumours to update you on. So I've just updated you about Insigne. Been playing for Napoli for the majority of his playing career. Obviously risen up the ranks with Napoli, as I said. He went to a few teams on loan. He began his professional career with Napoli in 2009. He went to a few teams on loan and actually returned to Napoli in 2012. But I think he complement Liverpool's team fantastically well. I've watched some of him. He's very skillful. His link-up plays very, very well. He's very agile. Got a lot of tenacity about his play. Very, very quick. Got good, genuine pace. But yeah, what I've watched of him, he looks a very, very good player indeed, as I said. But yeah, so that's some rumours to update you on, a bit of transfer rumours to give you an update on. What else to update you on? And potentially Liverpool have reportedly also been interested in Aaron Ramsey. Reportedly Aaron Ramsey, he's guaranteed to leave Arsenal in January or next summer on a free transfer. Arsenal blatantly told him he's not signing a new contract. Reportedly Liverpool have been interested in Aaron Ramsey as well. But he was good in his Cardiff days, and he's been at Arsenal now, over a decade as Aaron Ramsey, as we all currently know. Obviously, Remre's there now. He got 5 plays in during the course of the summer. Obviously, Arsenal lost tonight by 2-0 against Tottenham. But I did say he's done a very, very good job. It's only his first season. He still needs a couple of windows to strengthen up. Obviously, does Remre. I think he needs to strengthen up defensively, but they do need some reinforcements in the January transfer window, with especially, Ramsey going to be leaving. Welbeck's out until the season. But they've had a few injury problems as well. They've got Rob Holding and that out, but Danny Welbeck is guaranteed to leave next summer as well, because he's out until the end of the season. He's obviously not getting a new contract, as we all currently know, so he's guaranteed to leave next season. So they'll have to look for reinforcements for them as well. But reportedly Liverpool have been tracking an interest in Arsenal's Aaron Ramsey. With the Ozil situation, he hasn't really adapted himself this season on doing Remre. He had a great start to the season. He's obviously not injured now, but earlier on in the season, he was out of form a bit, and he was injured, of course, was Mesut Ozil as well. I don't know if he will be leaving in January. There has been talks that he could be leaving in January. Obviously, Inter Milan have reportedly been interested in him. I think his representative have been in discussions with Inter Milan about Inter Milan going for him. Obviously, Arsenal would recommend a fee if he is to go in January. Obviously, signed a new contract last last year, was it? He signed a new contract with Arsenal worth £350,000 a week. Obviously, at that time, Manchester United were linked with him, Mesut Ozil, because obviously, very, very good player when he's fully on form. Bit slow sometimes, but apart from that, he can play attacking mid. You can put him on the wing as well. Mesut Ozil, he is a number 11 for Arsenal. He is Premier League proven. He's Mesut Ozil. He's been at Schalke in the past, where he's up the ranks for Werder Bremen, Real Madrid. He's won honours and he's won a lot of individual awards, as well as Mesut Ozil. So yeah, so I don't know if he's going to be leaving in January or not, but Arsenal do need some reinforcements in that team. They have got good players such as Lacazette, very, very good striker. Aubameyang, very, very good striker, who's done well since come to the Premier League. He was good at Dortmund, Lacazette was good at Lyon, and he's done good since he's come to Arsenal. I think Torrente, however you pronounce his name, has done very, very well for Arsenal as well, to be quite fair. Let me know in the comments if I pronounce his name wrong. But as I said, so yeah, that's the latest transfer rumours to update you on, guys. So I'll just give you an update of Liverpool linked with Lorenzo Insigne from Napoli. Give you an update on Manchester United, reportedly linked with Diego Costa. Reportedly, Solsjaker is going to get around £50 million to spend. He's now obviously having a reunion with Manchester United because he's an interim manager, as we all currently know. But we know potentially we've got Cardiff at the weekend. Manchester United have got Cardiff at the weekend, as we all currently know. And it's going to be interesting to see how Solskjaer lines up, as I said. I think he'll get 70-80% better out of the players. I think will play to the potential level, which obviously they didn't show under Jose Mourinho, and hopefully somewhere along the line we can get back up there, compete and challenge for major honours. But it is still going to take time because there is a lot of problems to address at the club, and there has been problems since Alex Ferguson retired, and the problems have stemmed. All these problems have stemmed from the David Moyes era, as we all know. But yeah, so I don't talk about Mourinho now. He's forgot about. He's left the club, as I said. So I'm now looking forward to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I can't wait to the weekend. As I said, so going to a weekend, give you a bit of stats as I did earlier on. The recent meetings, team Man United Cardiff. Man United have won 14. The last head-to-head meetings, Man United have won 14. There's been 8 draws and Cardiff have won 7. The last time these two teams met was back in 2014. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was manager then. Manchester United beat them 2-0 Cardiff. I think we drew at their place 2-2 as well. The last time Cardiff actually beat Manchester United was back in 1960. So they haven't beaten us for a lot of years, potentially. And they've only won 1 in their last 12 meetings against us. Cardiff, they have won 4 of the last 5 home games of Cardiff. They are sitting, 16th in the league. They're just sitting above the relegation zone, as we all know. Cardiff are a very, very poor team. I think they've got a few injuries as well. Also, their manager Neil Warnock, he holds a record for the most promotions in English football. To be quite fair to him, so he has got a lot of teams. He has got a lot of promotions with the teams he's managed and that, and he has managed a lot of teams. You know, he's now at Cardiff. He managed Rotherham on a short-term basis. He's managed Crystal Palace. He's managed QPR. He's managed Plymouth. He's managed Oldham. He's managed Torquay. He's managed Sheffield United. Yeah, I can't remember all the teams he's managed, but he has managed a lot of teams. He's managed Leeds United. He has managed a lot of teams, as Neil Warnock, as he currently said. But he's now in the Cardiff job, as we all currently know. But Neil Warnock, as I said, has failed to win in any of his last 7 encounters with Manchester United. He has failed to win as Neil Warnock. So presumably should be an easy win for Manchester United on paper, you know, considering the team we've got on that. And now obviously we've got a new interim manager, as we all currently know. So we will see what happens, you know. I'm backing Solskjaer, you know, he knows about the club, he knows the culture of the club. And hopefully he can turn things around at Manchester United and get some players in January, get some reinforcements in, which he's going to be back to do. Ed Woodward's backing him. He's going to get around £50 million, reportedly around a £50 million spending spree to get 2 players in January. And we prioritise to get a centre-back in and a winger in the January transfer window as well. So it'll be interesting to see. We'll probably get the captain's armband, as I said. But Paul Pogba, never really made an impact under Mourinho. Never really made an impact since he's come to United. But obviously, we know the disputes he had with Mourinho. Mourinho obviously had a lot of the disputes with the players, obviously, when he was here. But I think Pogba will give it a 90, 100% now. I think he'll play to his potential level. And it's going to be interesting to see, if he becomes consistent, then I'll be happy. If he's still inconsistent, then I'll be unhappy. Then potentially maybe talks about getting him out of the club and then potentially making a return back to Juventus. Where he had 4 or 5 good years. Matic, as I said, I had concerns about Matic when he came because there was other targets we could have got better than Matic. But Matic, for me, too slow, not fast enough. But for me, Matic, as I keep saying, can Solskjaer improve the Man U Matic as well? Can he improve Romelu Lukaku? He's going to give Mata more game time as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how he lines up. But for me, I'd go with Shaw, who obviously was a regular, our first choice left back under Mourinho anywhere. Obviously this season when Mourinho was here. I'd put Shaw at left back. Diego Dalot, who's only 19 years of age, as I said. He's a very, very good player, can grow and develop more. We've got Mason Greenwood. Will he give some youth a chance, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Because Mason Greenwood's been doing fantastically well for the reserves, as we all currently know. But so we will see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see how we line up against Cardiff, how we perform, as I said. It's going to be interesting to see how we perform, as I said. But whoever comes in at the end of the season after, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is probably going to make a return back to mould anywhere. It may not work out under Solskjaer, but I think he's not going to get the job permanently anywhere. And hopefully he gets us playing the attacking football and the spirit, like we did under Alex Ferguson after great 25 years of success, as I currently said. So hopefully we'll see what happens at the weekend. It's going to be interesting to see how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lines up at the weekend, as I said, and bombard fullbacks forward, get them overlapping runs, to help Martial and Rashford, as I said, and hopefully, he will do that. What else we're going to say? And so it's been interesting to see who we point at the end of the season. I think Pochettino's the favourite. Zinedine Zidane, he's one of the favourites as well. There's quite a few names on the agenda. To be honest with you, I think it's going to be Pochettino. Gary Neville says he'd be the right candidate to come in. Gary Neville said about Jose Mourinho, he thinks he'll still get, considering his history, he's got a good pedigree. He's won titles everywhere he's been. He thinks Mourinho will get another top-level job anywhere because he's known for it. As I said, we were discussing that he won the League Cup and the Europa League in his first season with Man United and all that, and potentially he thinks he'll still get another job somewhere else. He was talking about Paul Pogba. He said he's still a very, very good player. He said Manchester United look a better team under Paul Pogba, but he said Man United need to restructure. This is what also Gary Neville said. So he had some good points of what he came out with, Gary Neville. So did Roy Keane as well. He had some good points of what he came out with. But we'll see what happens. Pochettino, well proved in the Premier League, been manager 7 years, hasn't won out in terms of silverware, as I said, played 18 years in his playing career. He's been manager now since 2009, don't forget Mauricio Pochettino. He has got a 5-year deal with Tottenham, as we all currently know. Reportedly, it would cost us, £35-40 million to get him at the end of the season if he was interested and we were to recommend him at the end of the season. But he thinks he'd be the right candidate, does Gary Neville. His use of young players, Tottenham's built around him because the majority of them players are his players because he's only spent £50 million since 2014 as Mauricio Pochettino, as we all know. But there has been talks about him coming in and he has got a 5-year deal. Don't forget with Tottenham Hotspur as well. And we all linked to him a couple of years ago. Reportedly, he's happy at the moment with Tottenham. He's fully committed at the moment with Tottenham, as I said. But, I think he's one of the bookies' favourites to come in at the end of the season. Also mentioned Zinedine Zidane. As I said, great managerial CV. He's never played or managed in the Premier League, but he did very, very well with Real Madrid. He's currently managerless at the moment. He's been manager 6 months. He's due to return back to management soon. But he was good as a player with Juventus and Real Madrid, and he's also won a lot of individual awards, as well as Zinedine Zidane. So could he potentially come in at the end of the season? We've heard of Leonardo Jardim mentioned. He's good at developing young players. I think he understands the philosophy very, very well. That does Leonardo Jardim as well. He's also been mentioned to come in. A few United fans would like to see him come in at the end of the season. Leonardo Jardim, obviously we got sacked from Monaco, but he won the La Liga with them for the first time in nearly 2 decades, and he developed great young players, and he had a lot of great young players in that team. Obviously, before Monaco lost the majority of them as well. But yeah, he's been mentioned. Laurent Blanc's been mentioned. Obviously, has a good relationship with Alex Ferguson, as we all know, and potentially played for us for 2 years, as we all know. He's highly experienced in France. He's managed France at the top level. Don't forget as well. I don't think he's not managing now. Obviously, he stepped down as PSG manager in 2016. Obviously, managed Bordeaux as well and managed the French national team, as we all currently know. So his name's been mentioned. We've got Gareth Southgate's been mentioned. Conte wouldn't be for me. I know he won the Premier League and that with Chelsea, did Conte, but he's been mentioned. Arsene Wenger's been mentioned. 22 years. Maybe interested coming back to managing the Premier League in January, according to some reports I've read. But yeah, 22 years. 12 and 13 of those years out of them 22 years he was with Arsenal. He did a very, very good job. Had a lot of good players. Won quite a lot of honours with them as well, but especially at the last stage of his career, he become a flop, did Arsene Wenger, as we all know. So his name's been mentioned as well. But yeah, so there's a few names that have been mentioned on the agenda, as we all currently know. But saying, guys, what we're saying, Solskjaer, yeah, is reunited now with the club. Ed Woodward's happy about this. Solskjaer is happy with him getting appointed as interim manager. He says it's a club that I love from my heart, and he's happy to fulfil the role as interim manager as Manchester United. As we all know, he's got Phelan as the assistant as well. You've got Michael Carrick there as well, who was a great legend for United, as we all currently know. But as I've updated you on this video, guys, it's been a long video. As I've updated you on this video about Liverpool, Isanya, reportedly they're interested in him. He's been at Napoli for the majority of his career. He can play on either wing, play in the centre as well. Reportedly he's grown and developed fantastically well. With Napoli, he's done very, very well indeed. His performances have been very, very good. And reportedly, Liverpool are interested in him. Reportedly, it would cost quite a bit of money for Liverpool to get him, but a few bookies have favoured Liverpool to get him. Reportedly, Liverpool were linked to him last year or so. But yeah, it's reportedly saying Liverpool are close, somewhere along the lines agreeing terms and a deal to get this player. But yeah, Liverpool have been interested in him, according to reports. And the latest news coming out, Solskjaer's reportedly going to get around £50 million, so he's been handed a transfer boost to get £50 million. Reportedly, Douglas Costa's been mentioned as a suitable winger to come in, and also a centre-back, which is Toby Alderweireld, who obviously we've been linked with, obviously, like since last summer, Toby Alderweireld. But I said I have some reservations about him. He's well proven in the Premier League now. He's an obviously Ajax player where he's up the youth system with them. He's an ex-Atletico Madrid player, as we all currently know. But as I said, this is still big for Solskjaer. He knows the club inside out. He knows the traditions of the club. He knows the trappings of the club. And he's got a lot of things to address, such as, contract renewals, buying players, maybe getting rid of players if they don't perform to the potential level under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Anyway, I always said I wanted Lukaku out. I wanted Fellaini. I wanted Lukaku to go. I wanted Fellaini to go. I wanted Nemanja Matic to go. I said, because they didn't prove themselves under Jose Mourinho, and obviously Jose Mourinho never had that attacking instinct at Manchester United. He was defensively, but potentially for me, if they do somewhere on the line establish himself under Solskjaer, I may change my opinions on Lukaku and Matic and all this, and especially Paul Pogba as well. But I'm no longer discussing, Mourinho now. His history is gone, and we look forward to the weekend. As I said, but I am going to be looking on some more transfer rumours of what's going on, as I said, guys. But yeah, hopefully we can get playing the United way under Solskjaer. He does know the club inside out, as I said. We know he didn't do good at Cardiff. His winning record wasn't good there. They did score goals, but, his defensive record at Mold and Cardiff City have been not good. He actually won 2 Norwegian titles with Mold as well, as manager with Mold. He won 2 Norwegian titles with them, as we all currently know. But that was very, very good. he obviously played for them in his playing career as well. Did Ole Gunnar Solsjaker, as we all know, but he wasn't so good at Cardiff. Let's be quite honest about it. But he doesn't know much about Cardiff. He knows a lot about Manchester United. Don't forget, because he was a great player for 11 years under Alex Ferguson, as we all know. Great player, great player. As I said, but we'll see how he does as interim manager. We know we saw it with Giggs back in 2014. He was interim manager for 4 games after the sacking of Moyes. I said, he was never going to be really a good manager. He was a great player, highly experienced player at Manchester United, won 13 Premier Leagues with us, but I never thought he'd really succeed as a manager because he never had that experience, didn't he? Did he? Let's be honest. And we need a manager at the end of the season who's got great managerial credentials, who's got the experience of developing young players, who understands the philosophy. As I said, who has a positive environment for the players in the club. As I said, so we are a massive club historically, but it is going to take time. Thinking, even if we do, when we do get a permanent manager in at the end of the season, it's still going to take time. It's still going to get time to get Manchester United back to how they were. I think it's still going to take a year or two at least to get Manchester United how they were under Alex Ferguson. I think it's going to take a long time. I do, because there's a lot of problems at the club. We need some reinforcements in there. We need some signings. There's a lot of players coming to the end of the contracts, as we all know. So that all needs sorting out. The performances need to step up. The team needs to start gelling together, as we all know. And it's going to be interesting to see how he lines up at the weekend. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. But yeah, the Cardiff Manchester United preview will be coming up tomorrow, as I said. So yeah, guys, join me then on this channel. If you do consider subscribe, as always, guys, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you guys all again very soon, guys. Take care.